Hello and welcome to the top 10 ways you can survive the pre-op diet. I'm Beck and I am about 4 days away from my surgery, and so I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about how the 3 weeks leading to surgery has been and what I've learned in this pre-op stage, and share with you my top 10 list so that you can survive it too. But first, my stats. My high weight was 261 pounds, my current weight is about 238, and my goal weight is not yet determined. I'm 5 feet 5 inches and 28 years old. So just to lay a little bit of a foundation here on what the pre-op diet is. I got the pre-op diet email the day after Christmas in 2018, and at the top of the email it said in all caps, "Start this today." So that meant no dairy, no sugar, no alcohol, no carbs, starting immediately. And for whatever reason, I was completely in with that concept right away. I didn't even think about having a last meal. I'm a huge lover of Prosecco, which is an effervescent white wine, which is bubbly. And yeah, I didn't have a final glass of Prosecco or anything. I just drew the line and went with it. So the first week of what I've been calling the elimination cleanse eliminated, like I said, sugar, carbs, alcohol, and dairy. But meat, which is my favorite thing to consume, I love a good steak, was still on the table, and so were eggs. And of course, veggies. So the first week wasn't really that challenging for me because I got to eat food that I found to be completely delicious still. I just had to eat less of it. 2 weeks pre-op, which is the stage I'm currently in, I had to eliminate meat and increase my protein shakes to about 3 a day, still maintaining an intake of healthy fats like avocado and nuts and olive oil and things like that, and then eat a shit ton of vegetables, which I've never been a real veggie girl, so I've struggled with that. The next stage of this pre-op diet is going to be, I believe, clear liquids to prepare for surgery, and then after surgery, it'll be clear liquids for a few days. So just to give you a little idea of some of the guidelines that were given to me by my nutritionist, the goal is to have up to 30 grams of carbs a day and 80 grams of protein. Fat's not really tracked, so it makes up the difference in calories. The calorie goal is about 1,000 to 1,200 per day. However, looking at my past 3 weeks, I've averaged about 850 calories. So a little under where she said I really could be. 64 ounces of water a day, which I think is pretty standard. 3 protein shakes a day, and then 4 to 6 cups of leafy veggies a day, which has been really hard for me. And then a daily multivitamin, a probiotic, B12, and then a fat burner pill that was all prescribed by the Obesity Control Center. So by doing all of this and kind of falling into these guidelines, I've been able to lose 15 pounds. Ta-da! Am I hungry? As someone who previously consumed, I'm sure, at least 2,500, maybe 3,000 calories a day, probably more actually. You'd think I'd be starving, but I'm not really hungry. There's only been a few days these past 3 weeks where I've been grumpy due to hunger. Today's a little bit one of them, but it's really because I haven't had enough protein and fat in my diet today, and I think I've only had about 500 calories, and it's 8 o'clock at night. So as long as you have a balance with your protein and your fat, I think you're going to be just fine. Just make sure that you have enough so that you can sustain through, especially like the 3 o'clock period when everybody wants to eat in the middle of the workday. Has it been easy? It's definitely not been easy, but it hasn't been as challenging as I was expecting, and I think it's because I love to consume protein, and so I've been really eager to find ways to get more protein in my diet. However, it's still definitely a daily effort to consciously make the decision every day to choose the foods that I need to choose to prepare for the surgery, and to find ways to delight in my choices. So without any more kind of preamble, here is my top 10 list of ways to survive the pre-op diet. All right, number 1. You need to hide leafy greens in surprising places. So as somebody who really doesn't like to eat vegetables, I've been adding them to my shakes. I've been hiding them in my broths, and sauteing them in butter has been a good idea too, butter and garlic. However, assuming that you can eat all 6 cups, 4 to 6 cups of leafy greens in one sitting is a horrible idea. My first video was actually shot right after I ate an entire box of spinach and I sauteed it in butter. I had a bellyache for like 12 hours. I was having a weird sweating issue the next day, and it was just a really bad idea. So don't do that. I can barely say the word spinach anymore. Ugh, ugh. So yeah, try to space it out and hide it into your meals throughout the day. Number 2, protein shakes can turn into desserts. So if you add a little extra ice and you have the amount of milk recommended, and then you have kind of a thicker shake that you can add nutmeg, peanut butter, even salt to. If it's a chocolate shake, you can kind of add a sweet and salty combo to it, and eat it with a spoon. And it's a total treat. It's pretty tasty. Number 3, set goals for your water intake and challenge somebody to a drink off every day. So I'm horrible at drinking water. I've never really been focused on knowing how much I needed to have or trying to consume that much every day. So I'm shooting for 64 ounces a day. I actually have 3 water bottles that are a total of like 75 ounces, and I'll show you one, because what I found is I not only challenge people to drink a whole lot of water with me, but I chose this water bottle that had this little chewy thing on it, and it's really helping me to consume water because I enjoy putting this in my mouth. I don't know how else to say oral fixation. It's a sensation that I know is part of why I'm eating, and so if I can just use that to my advantage to consume enough liquid, hey, go me, like that's working. So get a water bottle that works for you, and then look at maybe some Crystal Light or Propel. Those have been a delightful, sweet treat for me throughout the day that encourages me to drink my water. And I think before, when I was drinking Crystal Light, I never liked it because I was comparing it to pop or juice or something with maybe more of a robust flavor. And it just wasn't good. But when you compare it to water, you can either have plain water or you can have Crystal Light. Like, hell yeah, Crystal Light is good. There's also like teas. I have this really tangy orange tea that I've been drinking that has kind of a sweet tone to it that gets me to take my water better, and it's really perfect. So number 4, fill up on broth. So I've developed a new favorite food. It is bone broth flavored with truffle salt, and then you toss in some cayenne pepper and lime juice and just drink it on the go. It has this really spicy, kind of earthy thing with the truffle salt and then this tangy lime thing going on. It's super yummy, lots of flavor. And it's low calorie, high protein. Plus, you can have like 2 or 3 cups, be under 100 calories, and your stomach is full. It's perfect and super yummy. Number 5, always pack pistachios as a snack. I actually have my pistachios on repeat order with Amazon, and I am going to receive an entire package every 2 months, and I just take a half a cup every day with me and snack on it throughout the day. Great way to keep the hunger at bay. Number 6, when you're tired, sleep. I cut coffee out of my diet in this pre-op stage, and I used to take 4 or 5 shots of coffee, of espresso every morning to get through my day, or at least just to get through the morning. So now I've cut myself off completely, and I'm realizing how exhausted I am without it. I just need more sleep, and I wonder how much of my weight issue is due to just trying to get through the day even though I'm exhausted. So I'm going to reprioritize sleep in my life, and I'm going to sleep when I'm tired. Number 7, find new ways to use food to pamper your body. So my dietitian used the word pamper when she was talking about green tea. She says that green tea pampers the liver. And now I'm just like, oh, I don't really like the taste of green tea, but my liver loves it. And so it motivates me to at least have a glass a day and do something right for my body. And I love that. I love feeling like I'm taking care of this little liver inside of me. And it deserves to be treated that way, and I deserve to be treated that way. So redefine how foods can pamper your body and how they can be kind of a treat for yourself. Number 8, plan out rewards for yourself when you accomplish certain health goals. So here are some of mine. I'm getting a new haircut, including bangs, once I've lost 10% of my starting weight. I'm going to visit a friend in Denver when I get to the 100s, when I get to Wonderland. I'm buying a new sassy workout outfit once I go to the gym like 3 times a week for 4 weeks. You get the idea. Like I want to tie my health goals to positive, fun like events for my life, fun things, treats for myself. So spice up the experience, make it fun. Number 9, find ways to make your calories delightful and refuse to eat boring food. You only have so many calories in a day. Don't waste them on crappy food. Um, Everything tastes better with a little lemon, garlic, olive oil, and then find like what spices work for you. Cayenne pepper is my new thing, but I'm gonna go online and see what I can find that's maybe a exotic spice mix, and just have some fun. You don't have to settle for boring food, and don't, because if you view this 3 period of your life as like the time when you had a miserable eating experience, what's going to motivate you to, maintain that? Find ways to make this food fun and sustainable for the rest of your life. And finally, number 10, relax. You're going to have ups and downs throughout the journey, even in this tiny pre-op window, such as I'm currently in the middle of a plateau. And so is my sister. We both lost 15 pounds the first 2 weeks, and this third week, I lost a pound. Um, it's a super bummer, but I know it's my body just saying, like, what the hell is going on here? And it just needs a minute to catch up with me. So I'm trying to be patient, and I encourage you to be patient. Keep on keeping on, and know that things will pick back up again soon. All right, that's my top 10 list of how to survive the pre-op stage of the VSG surgery experience. I'm going to be getting my surgery next week, less than a week away actually. It's currently Thursday and I'm getting it on Tuesday. So I will be posting some before and after pictures of some stuff on my blog, link below. And there are some of my before pictures at the end of this video, so you can also see a little bit where I started. All right, thanks. Catch you next week.